Grace Whitney, corrupt former CEO, billionaire. She's dead. Ripperonis. Well, she's also the most wanted target, which means she may not actually be dead. We're going to go to the morgue at the St. Fierce Hospital in order to confirm or debunk her death. And she was actually the very first most wanted target that appeared day one in the bottom dollar bounty update. But since this series that I've been doing is focusing on going after the most wanted targets solo and bringing them in alive, I thought that we'd go ahead and we'd start it with Grace, day one with the update, and now I guess we're wrapping up the series for now with Grace Whitney. So this is how you're going to do it. Just go to the hospital, put away your weapons, and at the moment no one's going to attack you, so just be on guard for that. We have to take out a guard though, so which is unfortunate because you're a bounty hunter, right? And this is, I guess, one of the issues I have with being a bounty hunter in this game. You're supposed to be a good guy, at least kind of a good guy. But how are you a good guy when you're taking out security guards that are just trying to make a living, just trying to survive, right? So this part I do take issue with. I wonder if I can just knock him out. Okay. So let's just say we didn't kill him there. We just cold cocked him. Okay. Because, like, I just wish Rockstar would have done a better job with tweaking these bounties to where you were actually on the side of law enforcement. Because there's a few times when the cops come after you and it just doesn't really make sense because you're supposed to be helping the cops. Like right here. Like, the only way I can get over there, I think, is unfortunately by killing them, and I don't want to kill them because these guys are probably not corrupt. They're just trying to make a living, trying to survive in LS. They probably don't even live in a good part of LS because of how expensive it is. So it's just a small gripe I have, but unfortunately I think you have no choice but to kill them because there's two of them and they're right there, so I could probably maybe knock out one, but then the other one's going to try and kill me. So I guess maybe you can just lie to yourself and pretend that these guys were bad. I don't know. But either way, rip. Sorry. Not sorry. Well, at least you're not far from the morgue. Alright, so let's confirm or debunk whether or not this is Grace or some poor unfortunate soul that happens to look similar to Grace. Alright, so there we go. Bring out the phone, pull up the camera. Gonna zoom it down and take a photo of the body. There. And we'll send it to Jeanette. And then she'll most likely confirm that it's not Grace. So now we have to go and find Grace. Unfortunately for us to survive, security detail has to die. I mean, I guess you just say, hey, these guys were corrupt. They weren't good guys. They were bad guys. They totally were. I mean, they are technically part of Merryweather because that's the security service is Merryweather, as you can tell. But these are the guys that didn't quite make it on the military contractor side of Merryweather. Even though Merryweather's not supposed to be in LS anymore. Well, according to GTA 5 and what the Mercenaries update, that was kind of the goal of that update, was to drive Merryweather out of LS once and for all. Yeah, right. So anyways, we're going to go to Grace's gallery and get some art and kill some of her security detail and hopefully bring Grace to justice once and for all until she's back in rotation in a few days or weeks from now. Alright, you're in downtown LS now, and we have to go to the underground parking in order to get to the elevator where we will reach Grace's, I guess, private quarters, her gallery, her office. But there's a security detail, and maybe these guys are corrupt, right? Maybe these guys are loyal to Grace for reasons, but either way, they gotta go. Time for them to meet their maker, so to speak. So we got them cleared out of the way. We're going to go into the elevator, and there will be a firefight on our hands all the way up to the helipad. So I don't know if I don't think we can take these guys out stealthily, but we'll try. Okay. Okay, so I guess you can. I mean, you can at least try and take a few out. Now, those two, we're not going to be able to because they're, like, unless you had, like, 2 players, then you might be able to do it stealthily. But since I'm doing a solo in this playthrough, just like I've been doing with the other most wanted targets, then we're going to have no choice but to go a little loud this time around. But I guess if you had, like, you and another friend doing this, like, I guess you could theoretically do these solo. Because, like, when you go in the morgue, there's 2 security guards, right? And you could go after them with 2 people and take them both out stealthily at the same time. And maybe doing that doesn't alert security. But this entire playthrough I'm doing is solo. So I'm just trying to make the best of things as a solo player. It's just really just being patient, taking your time, and being mindful of your health and body armor. And always have plenty of snacks and plenty of body armor. And as you can tell, this is like a repurposed executive garage interior. A lot of this is repurposed copy pasta from previous updates. Because, well, GTA Online is, well, kind of long in the tooth. And their main focus right now is GTA 6. So the team behind GTA Online probably doesn't have as big of a budget as they once did. Smaller team. So they have to make do with the assets they already have built in previous updates. So another way you can make a little extra money with this particular bounty is by taking some of this art. That's right. They copy-pasted the art from Casino Heist as well as the Cayo Perico Heist and mixed it in with this particular most wanted target. It's not much, but for players that like to try and make as much as possible financially off of every single thing they do in the game. But I don't know, I think you can only steal 1 painting, but if you have 4 players, I think you can steal like up to 4. So you can tell on the walls where paintings are supposed to be. So for a solo player, unfortunately, you can only steal 1 painting. So we've pretty much cleared our way up to the elevator. So we're going to head up to the elevator and get on the roof in order to take out what's left of Grace's goons, which will include helicopters, and hopefully capture Grace alive. Oh, well, I spoke too soon. There is still some more of her goons waiting, but that's fine. I will quickly dispatch them. So yeah, you're not quite done yet. There were a few left on the very top of this executive office garage. So we got to the elevator. I guess your primary objective at the moment is to probably take out that helicopter. So there's definitely a lot of guns protecting her. Always make sure you have the stun gun. There's also supposed to be a stun baton that's going to be dripped into the game, but it really doesn't make sense that they didn't put that in day 1. Because that would have been very handy, especially for up close. Because if you go up close to these targets and hit them, like pistol whip them, it will kill them. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's the logic of this game. So yeah, Grace, we got to secure. Yes, have to wait patiently for the cutscene. There we go. Oh, Grace with her weird-looking glasses. Threw her ass in the back of my van. And now we're going to transport her all the way back to the bounty office. Obviously, some of her remaining security detail will attempt to stop you. So my advice is when you're doing this solo, just keep going and make sure you got your body armor up. But yeah, you want to make sure you always got plenty of body armor and snacks and ammo when you're doing these missions. You also need, obviously, the stun gun in order to make sure you're able to apprehend your most wanted targets alive, because alive and dead is about $90,000 that you will lose if you kill the target. So you always want to make sure that you bring back these targets alive, or else you're going to take a $90,000 hit. And you know that kind of sucks, especially when it comes to these most wanted bounties, which some of them can be a little challenging. But great news, we have successfully transported Grace Whitney back to the Bottom Dollar Bounties office. She is secure, and since we grabbed that painting, we should also have a little bonus of $5,000 to go with that $126,000 that we just got for capturing Grace Whitney once she's processed. This should be the fate of most corrupt CEOs, but unfortunately, I think a lot of them still have employment in various corporations throughout the world. And that's how you capture Grace Whitney, most wanted bounty target, alive while doing it solo. Thoughts, views, opinions regarding the Grace Whitney most wanted bounty target, as well as how would you rate all of the most wanted bounty targets from best to worst, favorite to least favorite, welcome below in the comments section.